Heartbreak on the twin flame journey hits differently. It's not just a breakup. It's not just someone walking away. It feels like your soul has been torn apart, like you've lost a part of yourself that you never knew you were missing until they showed up. And now that they're gone, whether they left, pulled away, or the connection became too painful to bear, it feels like everything inside of you is unraveling. But here's what I want you to know right from the start. This pain isn't here to destroy you. It's here to rebuild you. You're not broken, you're becoming. This heartbreak is not the end. It's the beginning of your rebirth. In this narration, I'm going to walk you through how the divine feminine can rebuild herself after the heartbreak of a twin flame connection. Step by step, piece by piece, we'll talk about how to find yourself again, not as someone waiting for union, but as someone who's finally coming home to their own soul. Let's begin at the beginning, where it hurts most, and work our way back to wholeness. Number 1, feel it all, even the ugly stuff. The first step to rebuilding yourself is to allow the collapse. There's this idea that healing means moving on quickly, becoming your best self, rising like a phoenix without going through the fire. But real healing doesn't skip the burn. It walks straight through it. So right now, don't push away the pain. Don't numb it with distractions. Don't tell yourself you shouldn't feel this deeply. You're not too much. You're not dramatic. You're grieving a soul-level loss, and that's not something you just brush off. Cry if you need to. Journal your heart out. Scream into a pillow. Sit in silence and let the ache flood through you. It's okay. This isn't weakness, it's release. It's clearing space for the woman you're becoming. The version of you that's no longer carrying unprocessed emotions from the past. Feeling your emotions fully is not about drowning in them. It's about finally letting them move. And when they move, they no longer control you. They no longer stay stuck in your chest or make you second-guess your worth. So give yourself permission to feel without judgment. To be raw, soft, unfiltered. That's where healing starts. Not in fixing yourself, but in allowing yourself to feel yourself. And if the pain comes in waves, let it. One moment you'll feel okay, and the next, a memory will hit and you'll spiral again. That's normal. Healing isn't linear. Just keep coming back to your heart again and again. You're not going backward, you're clearing out everything that was never meant to stay. Number 2, stop chasing closure and give it to yourself. One of the hardest parts of twin flame separation is the silence, the lack of answers, the way they leave without explaining what really happened. And even if they try, their words rarely match the intensity of what you felt, leaving you with more questions than peace. But here's something real. Closure doesn't come from them. It comes from you. Waiting for them to come back and explain themselves is like holding your breath in a room with no oxygen. You'll suffocate. You'll wait for something that might never arrive. And even if it does, it still won't satisfy the part of you that's craving clarity, because what you're really looking for isn't answers. It's validation. You want to know your love was real. You want to know you mattered, that you weren't crazy, that what you felt was sacred. So here's what I'll tell you. It was real. You did matter. You are sacred. You don't need them to confirm that. You lived it. You felt it. That's your truth, and no one else has the power to rewrite it. You don't need a final conversation, a long apology, or some dramatic reunion to find peace. You just need to make the choice, here and now, to stop handing your power to someone who couldn't hold it with care. Closure comes the moment you decide to close the door, not with bitterness, but with love. Not because they were evil or wrong, but because the chapter has ended and your soul is ready to write something new. So if you're still checking your phone, still stalking their social media, still reading old messages, hoping for a sign, take a deep breath, close your eyes, and say it out loud if you need to. I let go now, not because it wasn't beautiful, but because I deserve peace. Number 3, reclaim the parts of you that got lost. Twin flame love is intense. It pulls you in like gravity, and sometimes, without even realizing it, you lose yourself in it. You forget your own hobbies, your own dreams, your own routines. You become so consumed with the connection that your entire world starts to orbit around it, around them. So when it ends or falls apart, it's not just their absence you're grieving. It's the version of you that faded into the background, the vibrant, whole, radiant you who existed before the bond took over your identity. Now is the time to call her back. Start small. Go back to the basics. What did you love before they came into your life? What made you feel alive, grounded, excited, soft? Was it painting, cooking, dancing, singing? Was it long walks in nature? Deep conversations with friends? Journaling your dreams? Reading poetry under a blanket? Rebuilding yourself means remembering yourself. It means choosing to give time, energy, and love to the parts of you that don't rely on anyone else to feel full, the parts of you that are already whole. And if you don't know where to start, just start somewhere. Pick one thing, one habit, one self-loving action. Then do it again tomorrow, then the next day. Bit by bit, you'll feel yourself coming back. Not as a way to forget them, but as a way to remember you. This isn't about becoming someone new. It's about returning to who you really are. The divine feminine isn't someone you become when you're healed. She's who you already are, beneath the pain, the confusion, the ache. And the more you come home to yourself, the less power the heartbreak holds. Number 4, take your power back from the what ifs. One of the things that keeps the divine feminine stuck after a twin flame heartbreak is the loop of what ifs. What if I'd said something different? What if I hadn't pulled away? What if I'd just been more patient? What if they're my only shot at real love? These thoughts feel endless. They torment your peace. They make you question your choices, your intuition, your value, and worst of all, they keep you emotionally tied to someone who's no longer showing up for you. But here's the truth. Love isn't meant to live in hypotheticals. What happened, happened. Not because you're flawed, not because you messed it all up, but because it was meant to happen that way. Every part of this connection, every moment of closeness, every moment of pain was designed to awaken something inside of you. Not to punish you, but to grow you. So when your mind starts spinning stories, gently pull yourself back into the present. Come back to what is, not what if. What is true now? You're still breathing. Your heart is still beating. You're still here, still evolving, still worthy of all the love in the universe. The what ifs are not helping you heal. They're keeping you in limbo. And your soul didn't come here to stay stuck in a holding pattern. It came here to expand, to experience, to live. You don't need to have all the answers. You just need to decide that your peace matters more than your need to understand the past, that your future matters more than your obsession with what could have been. So next time the thoughts come, try this. Close your eyes, take a deep breath, and say softly to yourself, I don't know what could have been, but I do know what will be because I'm the one choosing it. Number 5, create a life that feels like home. At the core of every twin flame journey is the longing to feel home, that deep sense of belonging, safety, and soul recognition. And when that person disappears, it feels like home has been ripped away. But the truth is, home was never them. It was what they awakened inside of you. That warmth, that love, that feeling of being fully seen and accepted, that didn't come from them. It came through them. But the source was always you. So now it's time to rebuild your inner sanctuary, to make your life a place that feels like home. Not because someone else is in it, but because you filled it with your own light, your own joy, your own soul. This means slowing down and tuning in. Listening to what your body needs, what your heart craves, what your soul whispers when the world gets quiet. Maybe it means decorating your space in a way that feels nurturing. Maybe it means saying no more often, choosing softness over hustle. Maybe it means creating new rituals, like lighting a candle in the morning or sitting under the stars at night just to feel connected again. Your life doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to feel yours. And the more you ground into this version of home, the one inside your own heart, the less you'll seek it in others. You'll stop needing someone to come back and make you feel whole because you'll have already found the wholeness within. This is how the divine feminine rises, not by chasing, not by waiting, but by building. Building a life that supports her, nourishes her, and holds her, one day at a time. Number 6, hold space for love again, without needing it to come from them. Here's the final piece, maybe the hardest, but also the most liberating. After everything you've been through, can you still open your heart to love? Not to them, but to love itself? When the twin flame bond breaks down, it can leave you jaded, cynical, closed off. You start to believe love is unsafe, that it only leads to pain, that opening your heart means setting yourself up to be shattered again. And I get it. When you've given someone your soul and they walk away, it feels impossible to trust that kind of depth again. But here's what I've learned. Real healing isn't about building walls. It's about strengthening your foundation. Love doesn't hurt you. People who aren't ready to hold it hurt you. Immature love hurts you. Absent love hurts you. But love, the real, soul-expanding, life-giving kind, isn't something to fear. It's something to return to. And you return to it by becoming it. By being love. Not in a self-sacrificing way. Not in a let me give everything to someone else kind of way. But in a way that honors you. That fills you up. That lets love radiate through you without needing to control where it lands. Let your love be expressed in how you treat yourself. In how you show up for others. In how you pour beauty into your world. That's the new direction. That's the upgrade. You're not here to prove yourself worthy of love. You are love. And once you stop clinging to the version you lost, you'll realize it's always been right here. Waiting to be felt, lived, shared. When you're ready, love will find you again. Maybe in a new form, maybe in an even deeper, more conscious way. But only if you keep your heart open, only if you choose to rise, not in spite of the pain, but because of it. You don't come out of twin flame heartbreak as the same person who entered it. Something changes, something sheds. And though it feels like loss, it's actually an invitation to return to yourself, to stop searching for salvation in someone else's arms, and start discovering it in your own soul. To stop defining love by how it shows up outside of you, and start anchoring into how it lives within you. You're not healing to become someone new. You're healing to remember who you've always been, whole, divine, enough. And as you rebuild, brick by brick, breath by breath, remember this. The love that left wasn't your only shot at joy. It was a catalyst, a mirror, a turning point. But your story? It's still being written, and the next chapter is going to be breathtaking.